Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and in truth. Okay, I just want to go into this quick video, quick lesson on this video. And it says it's a black woman holding her child in a pamper, goes behind the counter at Popeyes to make her own food. And as you can see, it's Eve, the NW, doing NW things. And as the caption on here goes, it says ghetto woman goes behind the counter. And as you're gonna see in the video, she's going behind the counter with a whole proud attitude, fixing the food that she didn't pay for and leaving, or more than likely didn't pay for. I don't know the full situation, but just judging by the situation it is, she didn't pay. And workers are still there, and they can't do nothing about it. They just standing off. Well, one of them is standing off to the side. More than likely they called the police. And I'm gonna go to the comment section because even it's somebody who said they was I think he said it was a retired police officer, and he gave his take on it in the comment section. And I think it's Jake. That's he's supposed to be. I think he is Jake. I don't know for sure, but the way he worded it, he was making it seem as though he was Jake. And so, just play this video. Go into some scriptures, and this is why we always talk about the so-called black woman. And this is why we always talk about how a lot of women are finna be destroyed because of their behavior on earth. This is because we are the chosen people of the Lord. This is not how the Lord wants his people representing him on earth. He's finna get them out of here. He's finna exterminate the ones who don't deserve or who's ungrateful for everything he has given us, or who don't appreciate what Yahweh Shem Yahweh blessed us with. We done woke up, we had his truth, we had his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and that baby, that's his judgment. He was born to this woman. He was born to this woman. Father ain't nowhere in the picture. He was born into a worst case scenario that a child can be in. That's worst case scenario that a child can be in, to be born to one of these women and have no hope. Being under him, being under her, he has no hope. And more than likely, the man that slept with her and produced this child, he wouldn't have been no better, But, ultimately, this is judgment from Yahweh by Shema Shah. So I'm going to play this video, get a couple scriptures, and I'm going to close it out. Lord will, it's edifying. And as you can see at the bottom, the hashtag is black fatigue. And I'm going to, I ain't click on it. I'm going to click on it and see what other videos they got on here. But it goes to show that the whole world is tired of black people, because we don't identify with black people. We know we the Israelites, the chosen people of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. We don't even associate with black people, But black fatigue is being tired of black people, that do black people things. So fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm not making any money off of this video. This is strictly for educational purposes. This video is not used to make any money. Fair use. Lord will, it's edifying.
Oh, my girl clowning bad. My girl fixing her own order.
Damn.
All right.
Hey, no. You gonna give me my money? And I'm gonna take you got me. Brownies. Girl. It ain't working.
It sound like they from.
I'm fixing her own order.
Damn.
Oh, my girl clowning bad. My girl fixing her own order.
Damn.
All right.
Hey, no. You gonna give me my money? And I'm gonna take you got me. Brownies. Girl. It ain't working.
Right. This is the representation of and this is really the mindset of the mass majority of these black women. And if they wasn't so afraid to go to jail, or they wasn't afraid of consequences, this is how they would behave. This is their mindset. You know, for the majority of our people or majority of our women. You know, this ain't and this ain't to bash women or nothing like that, but this is just to tell the truth. Majority of our women are wicked, and that's what the scriptures say. That's what the scriptures go straight into, how the behavior of our women are nowadays. You know, in these times especially. So I'm gonna go to the comment section because I want to get that one comment, which you know everybody is going into it, but this is the comment I wanted to go into it. I didn't even realize that the person name was Black Thought 6133. So it says, I am a retired police officer. I've seen this situation before, not quite like this, but the same disrespect and lower level behavior plenty of times. What poses me the most is she's sassy, loud, unreasonable, disrespectful, ratchet, tough acting, baby riding shotgun on her hip. She basically drunk with her own bullshit. Right, and he perfectly described the modern day black woman. And it's not to say that there's not women or Israelite women that's coming out of this mindset, coming out of this behavior, or just coming out of the folly that Babylon the Great has taught them, and how it taught them to be, and how carefree it taught them to be. But the numbers, it's about 90% of women that's like this, if not higher, 95 probably. So it says as if she's absolutely running stuff. But the moment a cop like me walks in on her and deals with her appropriately, it goes from sassy screaming to me snatching her baby from her, putting her on the ground because she's going to leave me no option because she's defiant beyond imagination, and me handcuffing her and her crying like a baby screaming. Call my mama, call my mama. Girl, call your mama for what? And this is true because this is how as soon as Eve get caught, as soon as she get caught, she get apprehended to the point to where she has no more power. She goes straight into acting like a child. And they get that same mindset of behavior from Esau Edom, acting just like a child. And this is childish. This is childish behavior. Wicked childish behavior. Only a child would do something like that and then and feel proud about, like a child. They would do something and feel like it's okay or feel like they can get away with it. But the moment you catch them or the moment it's time to punish them, they want to cry like a baby. This is exactly what he's going into. So it says, who I'm calling is Child Protective Services to pick your baby up. Then I'm taking your silly ass to jail, and in that order. Black folks, I love us. It's black folks. I have 3 beautiful daughters of my own, but we must do better. This is why the society sees us as a joke. Fatigue, exhaustion, a non-factor of sorts. And most of us are out here contributing to society. For this girl to drag her baby behind a counter where there is clearly hot grease and other harmful things is selfish and unacceptable. But this is the modern day black woman. And then you see all these videos and all these TikToks, all these reels of women, black women asking men why they don't want to deal with us. Why they don't want to, why they don't want to deal with them. They asking all men, well, they asking black men, why you don't want to deal with us? Why you don't want to be with us? But then you get on and see videos like this, and it's not even just the fact of what she did, because you'll have a lot of women be like, oh, I'm not like that. I don't do stuff like that. But it's more than just this. It's that mindset. That mindset that she has, the mass majority of women have that same exact mindset. So you may not go behind the counter of Popeyes and spaz out like that and take the child with you. But you would spaz out on your man. You would do this behavior behind closed doors at home, where it's just you and your man, or wherever y'all at. You would do this type of behavior there, and spaz out on him instead of doing it in public to other people. And not only just that, you'll go for so far and beyond that, And men, we're getting the picture. I would say we're getting a picture. We don't want to deal with that. That's not the type of energy we want to deal with. We'd rather go deal with the women of the other nation who have some sense of order, who has a sense of they know their position, they know their place. You know, they know that they're under demand, so they submit. These women will not submit to you. They will never submit. That's why the Lord is going to destroy them. So I'm gonna click on black fatigue, and as you can see, people talking about it, all types of videos about it, and here go even the definition at the top right. It says, to be very clear, black fatigue refers to the emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by the daily stress of living under systematic racism and its consequences. Which you can use that systematic racism because Esau Edom ultimately he's not going to escape this. He set this up. He programmed our women to be like this. And this is the consequence of them taking on that programming. This is the consequence of that. So it is that, that is pretty accurate. But I kind of want to see what this one say. It says majority of women came for Kevin Samuels because of what he said black women look like. Another black British man created this statue, and now you're glorifying it like it's a badge of honor. Right. So as you can see, it's all types of videos, black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue, and you're gonna see a lot of ratchet ghetto behavior, not just from Eve, but from Jake too. So let's get a couple scriptures. First one I want to start with is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and 20 in the GNT. Okay. It says, I looked at my world, and son, this is the Lord speaking. I looked at my world and saw that it was ruined. I saw that my earth was in danger of being destroyed by the wicked plans of the people who had come into it. And who is the wicked ruling earth right now? Esau Edom. And all his wicked inventions, his wicked ideas, the things he had been doing and putting in motion. Like it said, even the systematic racism and its consequences. Esau Edom set up he created this whole mindset of black people. This whole concept of black people and their behavior, black culture. Esau Edom created that. And he gave that to our people. And this is the end result of it. This is why people are like that. Our people be wondering, why are people like this? Why are black people act like this? Or why our children act like this? Well, it's because of ultimately this man Esau Edom in America. That's why this place got to be destroyed. You want to see the change? This place, he got to be destroyed. He got to be taken out of power. These other nations got to be taken out of power. Babylon the Great got to be destroyed. And our people who refuse to return has to be destroyed. It says, when I saw this, I found it very difficult to spare them. But I saved a few for myself. One grape out of a bunch and one tree out of a great forest that's going into the elect. Lord said, look, he was having the same thoughts he had during the time of Noah. He was like, man, this ain't how this place finna go. I'm finna start over, but before I destroy everything, I'm gonna save at that time. I'm save Noah and his family, and I'm allow generations to come back through them. I'm gonna start over with the nations, and they gonna come back through them. And in today's time, it's the same concept. The Lord is gonna spare a remnant of the nation of Israel, his elect, scattered around the four corners of the earth. And he's going to allow the Israelites to come back through them in a righteous state. And the other nations, he's going to spare some of them too. But they're going into captivity. That's the only reason why they're being spared, to go into captivity. It says, so let them perish, all those people who were born only to be lost. 2/3 of our people, the non-elect, or as is, you can say it like those whose names was written in the book of life. It said, but let my chosen people be kept safe, for those for whom I work so hard to bring to perfection. Right, so the elect. Lord said, look, preserve the elect, but destroy everybody else who were born in vain, who was born only to be lost. I don't care about them. They'll come back in the kingdom. But Salakia. But the elect, the Lord said he worked so hard for them to be perfect or bring them to perfection, to be perfected, save them. So from there, let's get all right, Salakia. Matter of fact, before I get that, let me get this is Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. And I'm going to read it in the AMP. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge of my law, where I reveal my will. Because you, the priestly nation, have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you from being my priest. And the priest, this starts with the men. You know, this starts solely with men. And it trickles and it applies to the whole nation, but it starts with men because men are the only ones who can be the priests. It says, since you have forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children. Because that baby is an Israelite. And that child has an Israelite father. And that father, 9 times out of 10, unless, which I highly doubt, unless the father of that child is a brother who just, so happened to get with this woman and, for whatever reason, and he winded up having a child with her, which I highly doubt. That child father is not concerned with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that child is left in the mercy of that woman. And you seeing what type of behavior she doing. She on demon time. Anything outside of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's like, one second. Anything outside of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, trying to live righteously as best as possible, that's on straight demon time. Demon time being, and what I mean by that is going into anything demonic or wicked. That her behavior is completely out of order and completely unacceptable. That's outside of the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. She on a demonic energy. She got demons on her. And you can see it. You can literally see the demons on her, how she behaving, how she acting. But like I said, since you have forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children. And it don't start with just her. It starts with her parents too. She was forgotten as well. With whatever her parents had going on. And she was, I'm willing to bet she in her 20s. She look young. She probably early, mid-20s. Ain't no telling. But she young. So like it said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. It says, of my law, where I will reveal my will. So because our people rejecting Yahweh by Shem Yahushua and refuse to change, he said he's going to reject them. And this is the type of behavior of those that's going to be rejected. Now from there, let me see. What's this here? Matter of fact. Like the ostrich. Let me get that one instead. Start at the top on this one. This is Lamentations 4:1. And I'm going to read it in the AMP. It says, how dark and dim the gold has become. The gold being us Israelites. Starting with the men. How the pure gold has changed. The sacred stones of the temple. And who are representation of the stones? The nation of Israel, the men. Just like it's references us as the lively stones. This the same. This the same thing. The sacred stones of the temple. Who is the temple? The people, the nation of Israel, us men, are poured out and scattered at the head of every street. The noble and precious sons of Zion, once worth their weight in fine gold, how they are regarded merely as earthen jars, the work of a potter's hands. Right. So, like I said, the noble and precious sons of Zion. That's where we were at one point. Noble and precious, because we had the proper mindset. We were a nation built built off of the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Now we completely fail. Our people don't even know what we failed from. Our people really don't know where we came from, what we used to be. They say we used to be kings and kings, but they don't truly know because they associate all that with Egyptology. That's the Esau madness. But they don't really know who we were and who we are and how far we failed. Like I said, we was once compared to gold. Now it's like we dirt, you know? That's like comparing gold to dirt. It says, even the jackals offer the breast. They nurse their young, but the daughter of my people have become cruel, like ostriches in the wilderness that desert their young. And an ostrich, it'll accidentally kill his own child, you know? It'll accidentally step on his own child. Most animals have care of their young, you know, making sure that their young is protected and have everything they need to be nourished. But the ostrich is not as careful as most animals. And the Lord compared our people to ostriches. And really, that's an insult to ostriches, you know, because at least they have more concern with their young than our own people. That's why he said they have become cruel, you know. They have become cruel. And as you can see in that video, that woman did not care about her child. And the guy in the comment section, he did point that out, that anything could have been back there to harm her child, that high grease or something, you know, and she could have accidentally dropped her child trying to fix the plate. She didn't care nothing about that, you know. And now you think about it, they called the police on her, they find her, like he said, child protective services. Now that child is separated from the mother and the father. The father is nowhere in the picture, you know. But the mother now is separated from the mother. Now he's separated from his family, and he's at the mercy of Esau Edom, which is even worse, you know. So they don't, and like I said, the ostriches in the wilderness desert their young. She didn't consider those things. Her child could get taken away. Her child can possibly be harmed, or worse, it could possibly be killed, you know? Just off of her behavior. She don't consider those things. This is how our women are. This is how majority women are. And they wonder why black men don't want to deal with them. Or the Israelite men in general don't want to deal with them. If you find one that may be cool, you know, that one, you even got to be wary about her. Because these women, sometimes they very good at hiding it. But for the most part, our women are destroyed, you know? And it's only gonna take them coming back, being reborn in the kingdom of heaven to fix them. Because they can't be cured on this side. The damage is done. The damage is too great, you know? But that's not to say that none of them will be delivered. There's a very small remnant of Israelites that will be delivered. And among that remnant, it's going to be a very small percentage of women of the tribes, including the so-called black women, that will be delivered. But the mass majority of them won't. I'm going to read verse 4. It says, the tongue of the infant clings to the roof of his mouth because of thirst. The little ones ask for food, but no one gives it to them. And this, like I said, these women, those type of women, and not just the black women, but those specifically, that caliber, that archetype, I say that archetype of women be some of the main ones that be having all these children and begin, you know, having, whether it be 1, 2, or however many, and them children be going through hell. Them children be having horror stories about their upbringing, and then people wonder why these children the next generation are so wicked, so evil. But like Yahweh Shah said, a good tree, roughly paraphrasing, is gonna bring forth good fruit. A bad tree can't bring forth good fruit, and a good tree can't bring forth bad fruit. You know, and I know that's going into, you know, teaching this truth and everything like that. But you can even apply that to the generations as well. Like, that's not to say that your children won't come out, you know, wicked or something like that. But it's really going into the way they're brought up, or the way a person is brought up and taught. You know, that's why that's why the scriptures say, train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he shall not depart. You know, when these children that's being brought up, they're being brought up in a wicked mindset, under wicked influence, under demonic influence. They're not just going to turn around and change their life. That's not how that works. Unless Yahweh by Shema Bashar does that. You know, that's the only way. Outside of that, they doomed, you know. And we read it in Hosea 4 and 6, you know. But it's the same way with, you know, how we came into this truth. We were once in this world, and it wasn't until Yahweh by Shema Bashar woke us up that we changed our lives. And we came out much greater. But that's the only way. If it wasn't for that, we'd still be caught up in the world. We'll be destroyed. So I thought it was one more I had to get, but I can't remember. So I'm gonna end it right here. And Lord will, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom. Shalom.